Hi, this is Matt with PC Gamers, aka Kickerasser, and today I'm going to be reviewing the GTX 780, in particular the Superclocked 3GB edition. And currently I'm actually going through the manual there and doing just a quick unboxing on this. And up next, this is actually the poster that comes with it, and I didn't really have the space to lay it out right now, but I'll take a picture of it and I'll put it up later, either on our Facebook or Instagram, something like that. Moving on, a couple other scraps. That's actually a little quick install guide that they provide you if you haven't installed the graphics card before. And then, of course, they provide the software disk. And inside the software disk comes this little sticker that they give you, which is actually pretty neat. It's pretty durable. It's got a nice firm feeling to it. And I think it's like a thicker plastic, and I think they had this on their last series of cards in the 6 series as well. But just a nice sticker to have. Important notice that they sign you here. You know, this card will melt your system. Well, no, this one's actually in regards to the BIOS. Just make sure you update BIOS if necessary. A couple more scraps. Okay, these are some of the stickers, and I've actually seen these stickers around for a little while. They're nice, hang them up in your workspace, put them on your PC, whichever. Decent. And then, moving on to that, I get into some of these cables here, and I think that one looks like the 6-pin cable, and they just have two Molex connectors coming off of it. I mean, you probably aren't using this if you've got a GTX 780, but they provide it. And then also an 8-pin, which pairs off to two 6-pin connectors. But once again, I'm assuming you're going to have a pretty beefy power supply if you're running this graphics card, or you better, because it's a 600 minimum. And then here, this is the DVI to VGA adapter, which is pretty standard. You see it in most graphics cards you get. I don't really know how many people use them, but I probably got dozens of them just laying around. Useful for older systems though. And then yeah, just a little warning about never remove this card when the power's on, blah blah blah. It will melt your system, but you're not going to be removing this card anyways, so pay no attention to this. Alright, so now I'm opening up the card a little bit here, and of course EVGA packages this very neatly and in this plastic. It actually, first time taking it out was a little tough just because it really wedged in there pretty well. Alright, and then as you pull the card out, the first thing that you know picking this card up is there is definitely a bit more weight to it. Well, I'm skipping along here and going on to the display ports. Well, there is a display port, HDMI, and there's a DVI digital and analog as well. And then looking at the top of this card, and this is just the most impressive part, it's just the radiators. And then there's a close-up of the fan as well. And, going back to the weight thing, there's just a bit of metal in this, and I would say it's maybe like a light polished aluminum or something of that sort, but it's got a really nice feel to it, and obviously the fan's brand new, so it spins well. Moving on a little bit, you just kind of get caught in the beauty of this card. It just looks absolutely fantastic, and everything about it makes it feel like a very solid built piece of machinery. On the side here, that's the actual light that you're going to be able to dictate and change a little bit with some of the software that they give you. Pretty neat looking, even with it off. And then to the right of that is your 6-pin and your 8-pin connectors. And once again, keep in mind you're going to need at least a 600 watt power supply. In that LED, the LED that lights up there, I'll go over that a little bit more in another video. Okay, so looking at the back here, this is the 3GB edition. There's 2304 CUDA cores in this. This is the Superclocked one. So my core clock's actually 941, and my boost clock is 993. You can see where some of the extra RAM spots are available on the back there. And I kind of just highlight the actual a place where you potentially could install a fan or liquid bracket. Yep, and then, it's got this nice little rubber cover here just to cover up your SLI ports. Easy enough. And this is a PCI Express 3.0 card. So it's the fastest available. And think about this, the card is very long. It's 10.5 inches long. So you got to map that out ahead of time. Often I find myself grabbing this thing with both of my hands just because it is such a big card, and it just has a really nice weight to it. And I guess my first problem or thought was I might need a bracket to help support it a little bit. Once again, EVGA, just one of the best, absolute best build qualities I've ever felt, and just an absolutely fantastic looking card. A little pricey at $659, but man, it's worth every penny. Peace out and game hard.